Welcome to Scene Stealers, a podcast with me, Tobias Turley.
And me, Henry Calvert.
This is a podcast delving into everything stage and screen. That is a good movie.
I completely disagree with that statement. We'll cover the latest news, gossip, and everything in between. Sometimes featuring some very special guests. Kermit the Frog. Okay. And sometimes it'll just be us.
We'll play some games, we'll answer your questions, and we'll have a good old time doing it.
You look like Gonzo. How dare you?
That is the stupidest thing you've ever said.
It's always pissing Katy Perry.
Oh, what have I gotten myself into?
See you there. Hello and welcome back to Scene Stealers with me, Tobias Turley.
And me, Henry Calvert. And wait! I'm stealing this scene. This scene is being stolen because in a previous episode, I came up with the idea of scene stolen. And I would like to shout out Luke, my friend Luke, who sent me a text saying that scene stolen should be a running thing here. So, if we can get 5 more people to recommend scene stolen, referring to the Danish snack.
It's not Danish. My nan texted me about this.
What is it Danish?
My nan texted me and said...
Is it Swiss?
Stollen is German, not Danish.
Oh, my mistake.
Thank you very much, Nan.
Thank you, Nana Turley.
Nanny knew.
Nanny knew. I'm buggered that up then. But then we can get that German snack on board. So yeah, scene stolen. Thank you, Mr. Luke. Luke Titmus, you're a legend. Yeah, anyway, that was my little starter segment. You told me to be more energetic, so there we go.
What a great start to the episode.
Anyway, this episode, aside from talking about German pastries, we're going to be talking about industry.
Yes.
Drama schools, working within the performing industry, and kind of our experiences within it, because we're both a part of it in very different aspects.
Yeah, and, I think a lot of our viewers or listeners may be wanting to go to drama school at some point and kind of tackle the industry as we have done. And I think we're in a pretty good position to talk about drama school and the training and how's best to prepare yourself. So prepare yourself for a very informative episode.
Exactly. This is not going to be one of these regular scene stealer, piss about, talk about film, theatre thing. This is actually could be helpful to you.
This could be really good.
So I'm excited for it.
Me too.
We posted on our Instagram.
We did.
To ask people for some questions, if you had any questions regarding industry. And you guys sent in plenty. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to start off, firstly, I think we should start off with pre-drama school.
Yeah.
Chloe Crease.R said, did you have any training before going to drama school? And then we had someone else, I really want to find it because I liked it. Someone asked something along the lines of, what advice would you give teens hopeful to make it into drama school in the future? So essentially, what would you do before you take the steps towards going to drama uni?
I did do training beforehand. I went to a dance school called the Southwest School of Dance, and I did ballet, jazz, musical theatre, contemporary classes, and singing lessons as well. While I was in college, so I think, for me, that's when you're, 16, 17, maybe, those 2 years. So it was like sixth form, that was called?
Yeah.
So I did that, which was a really good help because I knew I was probably a better actor and singer at that point. So I needed to get my dance up because some of the drama schools are really dancey and want you to come with a very high set of dance. So like Erdang, for example, that's primarily a dance school and they push out dancers like nobody's business. And so generally the people going there are better dancers in the first place anyway.
So I went to a local dance school, not that you'd know, but I did street dance.
I've seen the footage. I've seen the footage. It's really good.
If we can find any, we'll stick it up here. But I went to a local dance school for 6 years. I did street, I did tap, I did contemporary. And similarly to you, I did singing lessons in school and everything. I didn't go to a kind of a specific drama college or anything. I went, my sixth form was pretty artsy, I'd say. I did all the shows there.
I always say I didn't do like musical theatre or drama at college.
You were a sports kid.
I was a sports kid, but at college I did media studies, film studies, Spanish, and they made me do psychology, which I was not happy about, and I'll tell that story another day. but I did like way more training for drama school outside of college than I did at college because I love my college, but the performing arts section there was really, really bad.
Yeah.
And I remember me and my mum watched them do a production of Ghost.
Okay.
Which is a good musical, great songs. Yeah. And we left at the interval. It was really, really bad. And that was the kind of thing I was like, well, I don't want to do musical theatre here because I'll probably get worse.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing it at college, don't stress. I didn't. I just made good use of the time outside of college, I guess.
Well, I've just found the question. It was from B.Barrett_1, and he said, "What had you done before you applied to drama school experience and that kind of thing?" So I don't know about. Did you go straight into GSA after sixth form?
I did.
At
yeah.
18. Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't. So I went from. What did I do? So I left sixth form in 2020. It's straight into COVID. And I kind of knew I wanted to go to drama school. That was always kind of my end goal. But I knew that I didn't have either the talent or the experience, whatever. It just wasn't where it needed to be. So then I took 2 years out and I taught locally. I did shows locally. I ran my glee club. Like I did, yeah, exactly. That was like my pride and joy, and I think doing all of that really bolstered my applications because it shows kind of that motivation to go out and seek your own work, to put yourself out there, and it that experience was invaluable, and it really, I absolutely loved all of that.
I would say it's you do need to get as much experience before drama school as you can. Because otherwise, drama school will be a massive shock to the system. But also, it's not the end of the world if... Well, there's some people in my year at drama school who had trained or like been dancing since they were like 4 years old, you know? And I picked up dancing when I was like 14. And like, that's a daunting idea at first, but also... there are some upsides to that. It means, you know, you don't have any previous bad habits that they'll have to knock out of you.
Yeah.
Like I had a few bad singing habits because I'd had singing lessons beforehand that had to get worked out, or like bad dancing habits, for example. So there are upsides, but I'd say if you know you want to go to drama school, there is no better time to start getting classes than now.
Yeah.
So what's that old adage? The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today.
Yeah. Agreed completely. Throw yourself into any lessons, singing grades, dancing, whatever, regardless of ability. I think especially if you're like not as good in a certain area.
Yes.
Like I heard someone say, if you're a great singer-actor, maybe consider applying to an nerd or whatever. Like you've got to bolster the thing.
This is one of the things I was going to bring up, actually. There are... depending on, I guess, what you want to be in the industry would depend on what drama school you go to. And maybe we'll cover that more when we go specifically into drama schools and stuff. But you are right. Like I knew I wanted to be like an all-rounder, which I maybe I am. I like to think I am.
I think YouTube referred to you as our flirty triple threat, Tobias Turley.
He's referring to the Mamma Mia compilation of every song
that I found on YouTube. I was bored on the train.
Every song I sung on the TV show.
Yeah.
Tobias is our flirty.
Our flirty triple threat.
It's because I winked at Judy Kramer that one time.
What a load of bollocks! What is this?
Lies.
What is this shit?
Well, thank you too, Henry.
I'm joking.
But I knew I wanted to be flirty and triple threat.
So I went to GSA.
So GSA is a very good option for that. So is Art Said, so is Mountain View. If you want to be... I mean, nowadays it's difficult. If you want to be like a dancer in like music videos, then maybe best you go to Erdang or Lane or... I don't know. It depends. If you want to be a Shakespearean actor, try and go to RADA, you know? You have to tailor... kind of work out what you think you want to do. If you want to do musicals or plays or TV or film, you got to work that out.
And that's very daunting, especially straight out of sixth form, where like you probably haven't had that much experience actually doing all of those things.
Yeah.
So it's why gaining that external experience is so important.
Yeah, and there are lots of drama schools as well nowadays. You know, you've got your like the top 3 in London are like GSA, Mount View, Art Said, But then outside of that, you know, like the Erdangs, your Lanes, your
I went to Central.
your
for what it's
Central,
worth.
your RADA. God, you got East 15 performers.
Yeah.
There's
Oxford
so
School
many.
of Drama.
You could
there's-
throw a rock
yeah.
and throw a stone and hit a drama school.
Exactly.
PPA, bleh. The Guildford rivalry lives strong. But like I said, you kind of need to work out what you want to do. Like I say, if it's musicals or plays or whatever, and then find the drama school. Look at their alumni is the best
Yeah.
thing. GSA have great alumni that I really connected with. Pardon me. I got to stop burping on this podcast.
You really do.
Looking at alumni is a really good thing in choosing what drama schools you want to audition for. I auditioned for 5 total, but I know people audition for way more. And
It took me 2 years to get in. Before I went,
it takes a few people, a lot of people.
applied in 2020.
No, I'm joking.
And I didn't, it just didn't go to plan. I think COVID, really scuppered it all. I wasn't where I wanted to be.
I think if you...
And then I was like, I really fell in love with teaching. I
Yeah.
really, really love teaching. So I thought, well, I'm just going to do this for another year anyway. What question that did...
Sorry, yeah, I've rambled on.
No, so that once you've decided what drama school you're going to, you're there. But a question from Calvert_Vicky says,
Henry's mum.
says, is it essential? Is drama school essential to get into industry? No.
One of my best friends, Nate Landskrona, love that dude. He was the JD in the Heathers. He was my JD in Heathers. God, I can't speak.
Yeah.
He didn't train.
Yeah.
He didn't train, and he is incredible. He is phenomenal. He was on the ill-fated Bonnie and Clyde tour as alternate Clyde. He's brilliant. He did not train, and I know a number of other friends that didn't train. It is not necessary to go to drama school for 3 years because, it may not be financially viable. It may not be, it's a very big commitment. You may want to just try and get in there now. Yeah. But I would say if you're not doing training, you can't just rock up and expect to be seen for shows, and because, the drama school gives you the aspect of getting, towards the end of the 3 years, it helps you get an agent, it helps you get into the industry with a lot of connections you're working with. So drama school does give you that. So without training, that is lacking. But like I say, you can easily get an agent if you're putting in the work, if you're making vocal reels and sending the emails and doing this. You can do it all without training. It's absolutely fine.
I think you can bear in mind as well that just because you're not at drama school paying that $9,000 a year, you're there day in, day out, doesn't mean that you can't still train. Like most of the lecturers, not lecturers, the I don't know what you'd call them. I had lecturers, is what we called them. But they will probably do classes externally, or there'll be people doing external singing lessons, one-on-one singing, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, if you're living in London, then get yourself down to Bass, Pineapple.
Yeah.
Flow dance, where there's a million different places you can do dance classes. Like I say, it's not essential, but it does provide a very great basis to get you in that industry. I don't think I would be. Well, I definitely wouldn't be where I am now without my GSA training. So I would say it was definitely a massive bonus to go, because what you do learn in those 3 years is incredible, but it's not necessary.
Yeah. I dropped out of drama school. My dream was to go to drama school ever since I was a young whippersnapper. It was everything to me. And then I ended up going there for a month. It was kind of as everything was taking off online, and I just couldn't do it. I wasn't in love with it anymore. I didn't fancy it. I just thought that everything they were teaching me I'd either already done or could be doing off my own back. So I thought, screw it, I'm going to save my money and do it on my own.
Great.
Which, to be fair, it's taken me 2 years to kind of get back on stage, and it's not in the
busy.
It's not in the capacity that I originally thought it would be. But that's great. Things change, our motivations change, all that kind of thing.
I will, add on to this. Just drama school auditions. Generally, they're very similar. Each school will ask you to sing for them, probably do a monologue and do a dance.
Dance a classic class. Monologue and a modern monologue.
Yeah, so when I auditioned, GSA just wanted a post-2000s monologue.
Yeah.
So I did one from an Ella Henderson play called 7 or 6.
Ella Henderson?
Yeah.
Isn't that the lass who were on the X Factor?
Yeah. She's got the same. No, it's not her.
I was about to say. She did. I keep going to the river to break.
Yeah. And what's that Ghost one?
That's that one. At most, I'm sleeping all these demons away, because your ghost, the ghost of you, keeps me awake.
Yeah. Same
banger.
Not same name, different lady.
Right.
But then I remember Art said wanted like a Shakespearean monologue, or Central wanted a Shakespearean one or a classical one that wasn't.
I had to do both.
Shakespeare or something. There's that, and then so you do a dance class as well, and probably both, and then GSA asked for like a contemporary song, and Art said definitely ask for a legit song, which is like pre-1965.
So what he's saying is that they all ask for the same thing, but really they don't.
No. But what I'm trying to say is that they, in essence, they're asking for the same thing but different. So you need to find the minimum amount of stuff you need to learn. Just use it for each, if that makes sense. So if I use I sung for GSA, I sung The Kite from You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Okay.
And that was my contemporary song for all the auditions.
My monologue was from You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Yeah, I can't remember what it was about, but I remember I'm Henry Calvert, and this is a monologue from
You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, yeah.
Originally performed by Kristen Chenoweth.
Yeah.
So find the minimum amount of songs and monologues you need. Don't go learning a different one for each. If you can use it twice, do it. Just make sure you know it forward, back to front, inside out, and upside down. Because they may ask you to redirect it, and when if you're doing it in a different, like a monologue, if you're doing it in a different way than you've been rehearsing or you've planned it, and that can throw you off. So you need to know everything really well. Monologue songs, it's one less thing to worry about. It's one less thing to worry about. Show.
Never gonna be president now, never gonna be president now.
It's just one less thing to worry about if you know it all off your heart and off your heart?
Off by heart.
Off your heart.
Yeah. But not just recite the words. Know the context, know everything. You want to be exactly. That's brilliant. So you've done the audition, you know what drama school you want to go to, you've done the audition, you've got in. Right. Question from Lottie May O'Kill. Lottie, friend of the show, Lottie. Lottie says, what's something that shocked you about drama school? Shocked me that I didn't like it. I found it, I struggled, personally, I'm a theatre kid. I struggle with other theatre kids. I think it's a lot of, or at least where I was, initially anyway, because I didn't last, it was very social, it was very climby, it was very, everybody wanted to be the top dog, because everyone there had been the top dog in their rural market towns.
Yes.
And it just really rubbed me the wrong way. It just really got on my nerves, because I'm like, we're all here, let's reset to zero, and let's go from
that way there. I guess I didn't experience that. I did feel...
I'm just a jaded, I'm a jaded...
No, I get that. I did feel like there was always a sense of competition.
Yeah.
But I knew that going in, this is an industry where you are judged every day.
Yeah.
And, judging generally means you're getting ranked, or you're getting, told who's better than you.
Yeah. You told me a brilliant story of when you've kind of early days of drama school where you showed up a bit hungover, you didn't know what song you were doing, so you nicked your pal's version of what was it? Tell that story. That's quite a good story.
Have I not told that on the pod before?
Was that on the pod? I think that was just you and me chatting.
Okay, so this is the first week of GSA. We had freshers, and we go into what's called singing streaming. So everyone in my year, we'd literally just met each other as well, sat in a big circle, 36 of us.
Sounds like torture. Torture.
And we had to get up one at a time and sing our song to the head of musical theatre, the head of music, and the pianist, and then obviously everyone in our year. Because then they would decide what singing teacher you got. And I was way too hungover to sing my song. I was going to sing Her Voice from The Little Mermaid. And I couldn't sing it. And I was outside practicing it. I was like, where did she go? well, where did you I was like, it's not happening. And so I went to my friend at the time, like one of the guys I was closest with, because I didn't know him like 2 days. Yeah. And I was like, dude, what are you singing? And he was like, oh, empty chairs, empty tables. And I was like, oh, I can sing that. I reckon I could sing that.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I know that song. And I was like, can I use your sheet music and sing that song? I can't sing my song. He was like, yeah, fine. And so like 10 people go, and then my name gets called. So I stand up, I take the folder from my friend Joe, and I walk up and I go, I'll sing empty chairs, empty tables. And they go, great. I do talk about the tempo, whatever, go and stand up. I haven't got a clue about what the words are. I reckon I got about 40% of the words right, maybe. And I stood there like an absolute lemon. And then I walked over to the pianist to get my sheet music at the end, and he was like, nice lyrics. And I was like, yeah, thanks. And then as I was doing the walk of shame back to my chair, they went, Joe's next, the guy whose sheet music I had. And so we both stood up and I handed him his folder again. And he walked forward and he went, I will also be doing empty chairs and empty tables.
I think that's very like extreme, not extreme, that's just like, cocking up is part of it. Like, as long as you can understand, all right, well, I've cocked up there, let's learn from it.
It's hilarious.
The lesson is don't get pissed the night before. Like, it's a great story.
It's so funny.
But I do get that. Do you think that GSA is an anomaly in that kind of nice
maybe, like I say,
maybe,
there are certain teachers who are harsher than others, and it is a very hard environment. Don't get me wrong. You have to be very disciplined, and you have to be on it completely. You have to know your stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as harsh as I thought it would be going in.
Yeah.
Maybe that is just GSA. GSA was a really lovely environment, lovely building to be in. But I don't think so. I've heard, stories about every drama school, but it kind of comes down to the teacher at the end of the day, I guess, whatever you have for that. It depends on how they teach. So,
I mean, Sienna Schwab said, what are the general expectations of the first week at drama school? And I think that pretty much answers your question. Expect to kind of like meet like-minded people. Expect to be told that you're crap and kind of have to reevaluate that maybe. Well, not crap, but just re-gauge. Yeah, I don't know how to word this.
We got told that the 3 years at drama school go like this. The first year is breaking everyone down and building them up to the same level.
Yeah.
Number 2 is learning like important industry skills, and number 3 is then putting that all together.
There you go, Sienna.
And that's how I felt as well. Like I felt like the first year I was like, God, I'm really being put through my paces here, but it's because they're trying to make me as good a dancer as she, who has been dancing since 4 years old, and trying to make her a better singer than the guy who's been in the choir for 12 years, So it's, everyone's on their own little journey.
Elizabeth_22. I really like these questions, by the way. We should keep doing these. Yeah. She said, she just started drama school. If you could go back, would you do anything differently?
First of all, congratulations on starting drama school.
Yeah, congratulations. That's amazing.
No. No, I wouldn't, because it would change where I am now.
Yeah. Is there any kind of advice going in that you found like unexpected, like anything happened that was unexpected that you could have you can maybe warn people about, or give people a heads up on, expect this, expect that maybe?
It's hard because each drama school is so different. So
I'd say invest in good active wear.
Yeah. Get your nice blacks.
Yeah,
because most drama schools is just blacks.
Invest in a nice file.
Good folder, yeah.
Maybe iPad and an Apple Pencil.
Oh, I tell you what, actually, though. Make use of the school library and school printers.
Oh, that's a brilliant shout. Rob them for all the work.
Yeah, exactly. Because printing now is so expensive. I printed off 4 sheets of sheet music the other day, and it was like £4, just like £1 per piece of paper.
The horror.
I was like, what?
The absolute gold.
But every time I sung a song at GSA, whether it was for rep class or for a sing lesson or a mock audition, whatever, keep the sheet music. I've got 2 binders under my bed about that thick a piece of just sheet music. I might not ever sing the song again.
Yeah.
But if I want to sing it again at any point, I have it and I just go print it.
It's also just great, if your friends need sheet music.
Yeah.
Like everyone in industries.
Like, I've got a full
Does
catalogue
anybody have this on their stories?
of about 200 songs under my bed.
Yeah, that'd bring me a lot of joy. Alphabetically, little things.
They used to be in year order.
Okay, and now what are they?
They're just messed
Oh,
up.
that makes me feel ill.
You can sort it out
I
if
couldn't
you
deal
want.
with that.
It's
I'm
tough.
coming round after this, so that's what I'll
Yeah.
be doing with my afternoon. Go through drama school, you graduate. Have you got anything else you want to say about
Yeah, I was
going to
talk about foundation years as well, actually.
Oh, that's a great shout. That's a great. I hadn't thought about that.
Because, a lot of drama schools offer a 1-year course before the 3-year course. So like GSA do it. I know Central do it, right?
Yeah.
Mount View do it. I don't know if I said do it, but it's like I got offered one at Mount View instead of the 3-year course. They went, we don't think you're ready for Mount View now, but in a year's time with our training, you'll be ready for Mount View. You'll be ready to audition for Mount View. Sorry. So these foundation years can be really good if you think I want to go to drama school. I don't think I'm quite ready, or if you want like an intense year of training to set you up to go to drama school. Generally, these aren't funded, so you do have to pay for these yourself.
And they're about $9,000 a year.
It's generally about the same as a year's training, yeah. But the GSA one is really, really good. They are so full on. They do a load of shows. They have great training with Jerry. Do you know anything about the Central one?
No. I did. I got offered it and I said no.
Yeah.
I in fact, I don't think I did fail all of my first year auditions. I think I got offered a couple of foundation years and I said no.
Yeah. They're a really good idea, if you can find the way to fund it.
Yeah. I said no because it was during COVID and I didn't fancy doing online dance lessons and all that crap.
Yeah.
So
if you do audition for drama schools and you do get offered a foundation year, that's not a loss. You've not lost in that situation.
You've still been seen by them.
You've been seen by them, and you've been offered something where 98% of the other people they have seen haven't.
Yeah. Take it as a win.
So yeah, exactly. I know I keep using GSA, but that's my only frame of actual reference and knowledge. For GSA, there's 35 people on the MT course every year. And the foundation course is 20. And so they only take 55 people a year. Bear in mind, 2,000 people are auditioning for every drama school every year. So even if you're a part of that 55 people, that's amazing. Like there are,
the connections
1,950 other people who haven't got offered from GSA, So
I think the connections you make there, the friends you make there, all of that. I mean, that's invaluable as well.
Yeah. The industry links,
exactly.
It's great.
And because this entire industry, or at least my end of the industry, is definitely more who you know than what you know. Like networking's a good.
It's a lot of it.
It's a hell of a lot of it.
It's a lot of that.
And so it's great for making connections and everything. Anything else while we're in drama school?
Talk about very quickly. Some schools offer student loan. GSA Central do. Some things don't. Some offer DADAs. Like Lane offers a DADA, which is I don't know what it stands for, but it's a scholarship. Which you have to audition for. GSA now do a Lloyd Webber scholarship to help fund your tuition. So, if you're looking at Lane, for example, like I auditioned for Lane, knowing I couldn't afford it, got in, then I auditioned for the DADA, and I was like, I can only go if I get the DADA. And I did get the DADA, but I ended up going to GSA anyway. But like the DADA is full payment of the scholarship.
Wow.
Depending on your family income. If that makes sense. The income I would have had would have paid for it all. But like if your parents have more, then they give you less, but they still give you money. So look into the DADA, the Lloyd Webber scholarship. There's an ATG one, I believe. There's a few different scholarships you can get to help aid your tuition fee at drama school. I'm going to touch on these really quickly.
Yep.
Year sizes are a massive thing. Erdang take north of 150 people every year. I think Bird are the same. Lane are like 60. Artsed is about 60. GSA...
There's quite a lot at Central.
GSA are now taking 20. 20
Wow.
each year.
Wow.
Which is savage. Like...
How are they affording...
Well, because it's now part of the Uni of Surrey as well, so it's got other funding.
Okay. I was about to say,
But the amount of one-on-one tutor time I got with 35 in my year. Think about how much you're going to get with 20 in your year, and also think about how much you're going to get with 200 in your year.
GSA, you don't even need to pay us to advocate for your school. I mean, we're doing it here, like God above.
I mean, I speak very highly of GSA because I had a great time.
I don't speak very highly of Central, but that's...
But do think about your year sizes, because that may really affect your one-to-one tutor time.
Exactly. And depending on how you learn and how you work best as kind of a student, that's definitely
that's another big thing. Performing opportunities at drama school. A lot of the main ones, I say main ones, that's such a horrible term. The big drama schools, I guess GSA Mountain View Art said, often have a lot of performing opportunities. I was at Magic of the Musicals yesterday, as of recording this, and the choir was all Mountain View students.
Yeah, my friend who was at Mountain View was in that choir. Yeah, Simi.
At GSA, I did a lot. GSA often do the West End Does choirs because that's run by Rob Houchen, a GSA alum and friend. The GSA often do the ones at Cadogan Hall. I did Carousel at Concert there, The Clockmaker's Daughter, all the West End Does ones. Arts Ed always do the Oliviers.
Oh, really?
They're always the choir for the Oliviers.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Obviously, other schools will not do that. That's just another thing to, there are so many links there. Like on my CV, I've got that I sung at the One Young World choir at the Albert Hall 2 years ago because it says I'm a vocalist at the Albert Hall. Great.
Nice. Yeah.
Which
actually, I'm like staring at you.
Actually, yeah, we've not said it,
yeah.
On Wednesday, tomorrow. Oh my God, tomorrow.
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 Yes, yeah, tomorrow as of recording,
Jesus.
not tomorrow.
As of recording, yeah, tomorrow. I will be at the Royal Albert Hall performing with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra on American Classics, it's called, and I am singing in the Bernstein section of West Side Story.
He's Tony!
I'm Tony!
He's Tony!
He's Tony!
He's get a lot of this guy!
Doing Maria, One Hand, One Heart, Tonight, and Somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm shitting my pants.
He did Doctor Who at the Royal Albert Hall, he's done Magic at Musicals at Royal Albert Hall, and now he's doing West Side Story at Royal Albert Hall.
I'm a very lucky boy.
You're not lucky. You've worked very, very hard for it.
Thank you.
Totally deserved.
I'm really nervous to
Luck's
sing.
got no part in it. That is...
You say Luck's got no part in it?
I said look.
Oh, Luck!
Look.
I said the look has definitely got nothing to do with it. You look shit.
I'm not that much of
I'm really nervous to sing Maria at...
I ain't bloody surprised. It's a hard song.
It's not even... It is a tough song.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that. I can sing it fine. It's how massive a song that is.
At the Royal Albert Hall, with the Royal Philharmonic.
That's like one of the most famous songs ever.
Don't fuck it up.
Cheers.
Yeah, just don't be shit. That's what I always say. Just don't be shit. Like, it's very simple. Yeah. Anyway, we're out of drama school now.
Yes.
And
sorry. The one other thing I was going to say
quick.
was diploma versus degree. It doesn't really matter. No one has ever graduated into the musical theatre industry and been asked what degree they've got. It just kind of matters where you went.
Okay.
Like, I got a 2-1 from GSA, and I left and I was like, oh shit, I didn't get first. I got 2-1. No, 1-2. What's it called?
It's the same, isn't it?
No, there's like a first, 1-2, second. I got a 1-2.
Yeah.
I didn't get first.
Okay.
Whatever it is. I was pretty much like one of the only people in my year who didn't get first. No one has ever asked me, and I don't fucking care.
Cares. Yeah.
No one cares.
Well, that's the same with any industry.
It's just about where you went.
Troy_Harrison 1, and thank you for all of your support on the podcast, Troy.
Guys.
I've seen your comments and everything. It's very, very kind, everything that you're saying about the podcast. Thank you for listening. He says, Tobias, has the auditioning process changed from when you started in the industry? So since leaving drama school, has the auditioning process changed at all, or has it remained pretty similar? Can you explain to us the process behind an audition process, when you rock up to the room and kind of what happens?
Yeah, it depends on what show you're auditioning for. Generally, if it's
some places do open calls, don't they?
They do. A lot of
are they?
Pineapple. If I'm honest, I've never been to one.
Oh, really?
Apart from the TV show, I guess that was an open call, but I've never been to an open
so you
call.
have been to one?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, all right.
Well, no, actually, no. It wasn't. Well, it kind of was an open
It
call.
turned into a hyena for a second then.
No, it wasn't really an open call because I guess you emailed to apply, but then you got. I don't know. Sorry. Don't know why I did that. Depending on the show, if it's a very dancey show like Cats, they'll probably ask you to dance first.
Okay.
If it's a very singy show like We Will Rock You,
Yeah.
and you're in for a part, you'll definitely sing first and do some scenes. If you're in for a part, you'll most likely get given a song that he sings or a bit of script. It kind of changes. I've gone in for like what's a good example of this? What have I been in for a few times? So for like, I've been in for We Will Rock You a load actually. At first, like just bring a rock pop song and do a scene from the show. But then another round, they were like, okay, do this song from the show and we'll do a dance call. So it kind of changes.
And each time you go in, it builds on kind of what you've done before.
Yes, yeah. You're building your further impressions. Like for that We Will Rock You, I did like 9 auditions.
Wow.
This is like my first audition at a drama school, and I got to like the final 3 boys, and I was like, I've got this. It was for Galileo as well.
One of the only kind of audition things that I did, it was like before I went to drama school, I did like 6 auditions for this Netflix. No, not Netflix. I think it was a Channel 4 show. Might have even been the BBC. I don't know. It's called Red Rose. And it was a series, like this youth series. And I got sent through these sides. I got sent the full scripts of this show before it came out. My name emblazoned all over it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, reading for this role. Anyway, they cast it, and then they got back in touch with me saying that they're having to recast the role, and they got me and some other lad in to do it. Anyway, I ended up going to this other lad. I ended up watching the first episode of this show, and it was crap. So I was kind of glad that I didn't do it, because honestly, this show was terrible.
But to answer that question, no, auditions are generally the same now. Just my attitude to them has slightly changed.
Well, that's good. Speaking of attitudes, I like this. Just by happenstance, we're like bouncing on to the next question. It's great. This is the first time we've done this as well. Speaking of attitudes, Holly Dolls 20, hello, says, how do you keep confidence in your ambition after being turned away? We had a couple of these saying, Daisy Sullivan says, what do you do when you doubt yourself and lack confidence? Alice Brophy says, how do you deal with shaky nerves, voice when doing ATS in front of class?
Acting through song.
I'm a normie brain.
Muggle.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got quite a few of those kind of, keeping your nerves. How do you deal with the bad audition day? Those kind of questions.
Yeah. How do I deal with a bad audition day?
Play Fortnite.
Yeah, probably.
Crank some dubs. I'm usually in bed though. He'll text me at like 10:30. Can you get on? No, I'm in bed.
Why are you in bed at half?
I'm watching Bumblebee.
Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, no, I'm weird. To be fair, the past few nights, I've been trying to get sleep early, but then since I've been in LA, my body clock is all over the place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I went to sleep at 4 last night.
Oh, so you could have played?
No, I was in London last night.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Fair. What were the questions? Oh yes, nerves and anxiety. For auditions, it's weird. I still get nervous when I'm outside the room.
Yeah, of course.
When I'm in there, generally I'm fine. And it's not something you'll never lose those nerves, I don't think, because it's it's something you care about and you want the job, and you're going in there and you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position. You're singing for these people, or you're dancing, or whatever. So that will never go. I think just once it helps once you get to know like the people on the panel, and like once you've gone in for the same casting director a few times or the same show a few times, you get to know the panel and. That eases it, because you're like, oh, I'm nervous, but these people are really lovely. And as well, they generally just want the best from you. They want to hear me sing the best I can.
Yeah. They're not there to make you look bad. They're not there to make you feel uncomfortable.
No, they get nothing out of me being bad.
Yeah.
They want us to do our best. They want me to walk in and be the best Fiero they've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because it makes their job a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
So, never stress when you're in the room. It's so chill. It's so chill. But I get very nervous still. Like I find
I imagine
have
everybody
to,
does. Really.
Yeah. I just have to really distract myself. Think about. I don't know. Sometimes I walk myself through my routine, or I shut my eyes and I picture myself doing it. That really helps. That's a weird one, but that really helps. I try and just distract myself. It's the best thing I do. Try and slow my breathing down, because sometimes I can feel my heart trying to beat out of my chest.
I bet.
And I expect that's what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I've got these bands, which I think are really good.
Okay.
I just shut my eyes, close, try to deepen my breathing. Because if you're going, you're not breathing well enough. Just
you got to breathe from the diaphragm.
If you breathe, I shut my eyes, I breathe deeply, and I flick my little bands, because it makes me think about the little bit of sting on my wrist rather than the nerves I'm feeling. And I don't know, just it's what works for you, I guess.
Yeah, center yourself.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay, that's brilliant. Thanks, Tobias.
Thanks.
That's helpful. Every time I go into an audition now, I will think about that. Might invest in some rubber bands.
£1.40 these were.
Yeah. I think to kind of wrap this up, because we've had drama school, entering industry, dealing with auditions, which is a big part of the performing industry. The final questions that we got were very sweet. Princess Buttercup 122 asks, what part would you play if you could? Any part ever? I guess we kind of done these before, other than the dream roles that we've said.
I'd quite like to do. I don't really know.
I'd quite like to do Fiero in Wicked.
Yeah.
Just because I love that show, and I think I could do it better than the guy in it at the minute.
Okay.
Yeah, but you think of that about every show that you see, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like whenever you go to watch anything, you're like, man, I could do that. I could do that. Like, I don't think I really could. He's like born and bred dancer. And my hips are like brittle as anything.
I'd quite like to do Tugger or Monka Strap and Cats. That'd be quite fun.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I like Cats. Billy Bigelow, Carousel.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Bigelow.
And finally, we'll wrap this up with a question from Joanna_BR17. And she says, what's the best part about being in this industry?
Oh, God, there's a lot.
I've got a very simple one.
Go on, you go then.
Which is just the people. Yeah. I'm thoroughly... The only reason why I still work... I mean, this has been predominantly theatre-based, but the main reason why I love being involved in theatre in the way that I am, kind of in the promotion side, kind of mostly as a fan, is that I just love the people. Everybody's so lovely. It's very welcoming. Everyone's so warm. Mm-hmm. Either the people or I just love stories. I think it's so magical. Yeah. It's why we love film and theatre anyway, is being transported. And
I think that was going to be my answer as well, actually. Yeah. But let me try and think of something else. I think...
The rare bit of theatre that I've done as well recently, like doing my live show, and we've since I've got some more shows coming up that we'll be talking about soon. But doing that and having a tangible, real effect on an audience that you don't really get with online. Like I don't really see what effect I'm having through my stupid videos, but having that one-on-one real, like I'm making that person's day a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think, yeah, you see my answer, but that's the best thing, actually. It's seeing the people have a really good time, especially like in Mamma Mia at the moment.
Oh, it's just
like at the end, without fail, people stand up.
Yeah.
And they love it, and they dance along to ABBA, and it's really sweet.
Yeah, I bet.
It's really nice seeing, people have made the trip and they've enjoyed themselves. And
the atmosphere on your last night will be insane.
I've got 90 people coming from my dance school.
I bet.
It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be mental.
You should have been there our opening night. Oh my God.
Mate, I wish I didn't know you.
No, I didn't know you, but I've never heard a theatre like that before. Yeah. It was nuts. And even like the cast that had like carried on were like, what is going on? It was crazy. And I mean, all audiences for like the first 3 months were crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like the best thing ever.
When I came, I think you could hear it. I took some videos. Everybody's there, like the middle-aged women there. Woo! Woo! And I'm there giving it, go on, lad! Go on, son! Go on, Tobias! Go on!
Listen.
I'm like, go! Woo! Me and Martin giving it large.
Martin.
I miss you, Martin.
Oh.
No, I think that's a wonderful thing. So I think the takeaway from this episode, what is the take? Well, what's a message about kind of the performing industry and drama school that we can leave people with? I guess mine would be kind of just throw yourself into it, throw kind of the nerves to the wind and just give it a go. If you love something that much and you love performing that much, just give it a go. Yeah, you might get a no, but what can you learn from that no? And don't let that dampen your spirit.
No's are part of the industry, and they do get easier, and you just have to not let them dampen your spirits. Like you say, you have to take it on the chin and build yourself back up, because this industry is building yourself up and up and up and having a hit back, and then building yourself up and up and up again and making yourself better. And so you just have to be persistent and strong and confident in yourself. And if you are going to drama school, it's 3 years. Put in that work. Do not settle, because those 3 years fly by, and when you're out, you will look back at drama school and go, that was a really great time. But maybe one day we'll do another industry podcast.
I think so. I think it would be great to get some other people from the industry.
Yeah, we can
talk
expand
about
on this
their
a little bit
experience.
more.
Yeah.
I think we've covered a nice basis of how to get to drama school, prepare yourself for, and what to expect when you're there.
I think this is a very good grounding, and then we can talk about more in industry working type thing.
We'll put another thing on the Instagram stories. You can ask us some more questions if you've got any follow-up questions from this.
Yeah.
But I have been Tobias Turley.
I've been Henry Calvert.
And you go so formal. You're like a newscaster. And you can follow me, Tobias.Turley, everywhere, because that's my name.
And I'm at Henry.Calvert, I think. My mind's a bit fried.
Yeah. Follow the podcast on Scene Stealers Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Absolutely.
Right.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.